Hello, good day everyone. You're welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Pharmacist Goodluck, but you can call me Oyibo Pharmacist. So today's presentation is going to be more of a lecture than the formal presentation, the pattern of our presentation, because there is an important calculation I would want us to learn today. So, but I promise that I'm going to be very quick, rapid, and also detailed so that it will enable you to understand the information I want to pass. So in today's presentation, we are going to talk about how you can calculate your safe period, ovulation day, and your fertile period as a woman, like a pro. So, but before we do that, we are first of all going to establish what safe period, fertile period, and ovulation day is in the female menstrual cycle. So basically, when we talk about your safe period, we basically mean the period of time within the menstrual cycle of a lady in which that lady has the lowest probability of getting pregnant after an unprotected sexual intercourse with a fertile man. This is to say that if you are targeting not to get pregnant anytime soon, then it is advisable that you have your intercourse within this period of safe period. Okay, having said that, when we talk about the fertile period, we basically mean the period of time within menstrual cycle of a lady in which she has the highest probability of getting pregnant after an unprotected sexual intercourse with a fertile man. Yes, the man involved must be fertile. That is to say that if you are targeting to become pregnant, if you want to be a mother today, tomorrow, then it is advisable that you have your sexual intercourse within this period that we just mentioned now, which is the fertile period. Finally, ovulation day is the particular day within your menstrual cycle that you are expected to lay egg from the ovary. As a matter of fact, the ovulation day is the most fertile day within the fertile period. Now, having said this, for us to calculate the fertile period and other concept that we just mentioned now, we need to know the number of circular days for that particular lady. For instance, if we take Emanuela, let's say that Emanuela in the month of January/February, which is what we have on the board here, on the month of January 2024, Emanuela saw her period. Now we are trying to calculate the number of circular days. Okay, so Emanuela in January saw her period on the 10th of January. And in the month of February, Emanuela saw her period on the 7th of February. So on the 10th of January, Emanuela started bleeding and bled for about 2 days. It stopped. Then on the 7th of February also, Emanuela started bleeding again and they bled for like 3 days and stopped. So if we check the number of days in between these two periods of bleeding, we can count it to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So we can comfortably say that the number of circular days for Emanuela is 28. You know, this is somehow confusing for some ladies. Sometimes when I ask a lady, what is your number of circular days? I expect to hear number ranging from 21 to 35. But shockingly, what they normally tell me is that my number of circular days is 2 days, my number of circular days is 3 days, my number of circular days is 5 days. No, that is the number of days you bled during your menses. By number of circular days, we basically mean the difference in terms of number of days that exist between your menses. Yes, the first day you saw your menses and another first day you saw your menses the next month. So the number of days in between these 2 days is your number of circular period. And this thing can be confusing because some people have fixed number of circular days whereas some other persons have variable number of circular days. And for some that have variable number of circular days, it means that in the month of January/February, like Emanuela, their number of circular days will be 28. And in the month of February/March, it will be 21. In the month of March/April, it will be something like 33. So this kind of individuals generally have variable number of circular days, and we are going to make a separate video on how you can calculate the safe period and fertile period for this kind of women. That is, women that have variable number of circular days. But for Emanuela, which is who we are going to use to do our calculation today, Emanuela has a fixed number of circular days, and that is what we are going to use for this calculation. It means that every 28 days in a month, Emanuela sees her menses. It is fixed, it is not variable. Now, for Emanuela to calculate her safe period, fertile period, and ovulation day, she is supposed to use an almighty formula, which is what I'm going to be revealing today. Okay, so and the formula states that W minus 18 is equals to X. X plus 4 is equals to Y. Y plus 5 is equal to Z, where W means the number of circular days, X means first day of fertile period, Y means ovulation day, and Z means last day of fertile period. Now, with this formula, if you apply this formula to any lady that has a fixed number of circular days, you can be able to correctly calculate the first day of fertile period, ovulation day, and the last day of fertile period. And from this, you can also extrapolate the safe period. Okay, now taking Emanuela as a case study. Remember, we said that Emanuela has a 28-day cycle, which means that for Emanuela, the number of circular days is 28. So when we now say 28, remember W means the number of circular days. For Emanuela now, when we now say 28, right, minus 18 will give us what? 10. So this 10 is now X. So when we now say 10 plus 4 will give us what? 14. Then 14 plus 5 will give us what? 19. I hope this is clear. I hope I'm not being too fast, because I want you to understand this as I am teaching it, as I'm explaining it now. I want you to grab it. Okay, now if we substitute these values here, it means that 10 is X, 14 is Y, and 19 stand for Z, which means that Emanuela, the first day of fertile period for Emanuela is the 10th day counting from the first day of menstruation. So if we come here now for the month of January/February, now let's call here W and also call here W. So 10 days from here means what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So here is 10 days from the day of menstruation, the first day of menstruation. So we call here our X. So for us to get Y now, is the 14th day, counting from the first day of menstruation. So the 14th, since here is 10th, we have 11, 12, 13, 14. So here is our Y. So if here is 14, we have 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So here is our Z. So this thing means that for Emanuela, for the month of January, Emanuela is definitely going to, or saw her period starting from the 10th day of January. Then on the 20th is the first day of fertile period for Emanuela. On the 24th is the day in January/February that Emanuela is going to ovulate. Then on the 29th is the day Emanuela is going to end the fertile period. This means that if you are targeting to get Emanuela pregnant, then you should ensure to target having sex between 20th day to 29th day of January. I hope this is clear. Now, having gotten the fertile period for Emanuela, if we extrapolate from this now, we'll find out that the safe period for Emanuela is the period outside the fertile period, which include the 11th day, the 12th day, the 13th day, the 14th day, right? The 15th day, 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th. Because on the 20th is the first day of fertile period. Then Emanuela is no longer safe here. Then on the 30th, Emanuela is safe. 31st, Emanuela is safe. On the 1st of February, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. And then this is another day that Emanuela is going to see the menses for February. All right. So Emanuela is still going to be safe on that because Emanuela has a fixed number of circular days. So Emanuela is still going to be safe on the 7th. Remember, it is how many days? 10 days from the first day of menses. So it's going to be safe here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it is expected for Emanuela to enter the first day of fertile period again on the 18th. I hope I'm not being too fast. I hope you can understand this very well. I hope I'm passing a message, because I want at the end of this presentation you will be able to calculate your fertile days, ovulation day, and your safe days. Now, having said this, we are going to take another example. That will be the next post I'm going to make. But before then, I want you to subscribe if you have not subscribed. If today is the first time you're coming across my YouTube channel, then also ask your questions on the comment section. I'm going to take time to answer all of them. Then like, comment, and share. See you in that next post.